All right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Caleb Hudson back again from Barstool Nears. Sitting here is former two-star recruit turned second day draft pick, Darrynton Evans to the
hmm
Tennessee Titans. Huge ordeal, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How's it feel to be to be an NFL running back right now?
I'm about to say it still kind of, hit me that I'm in the NFL now, but it feels good. I'm around a lot of professionals now, a lot of NFL guys on the norm. So, being around a lot of big name guys is kind of crazy at first, but I'm starting to get used to it.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, you mentioned being around all those big name guys, but you're a big name now yourself.
Yeah,
On your Instagram, we just saw you signing your rookie NFL cards. Is that right?
yeah. About to say that's probably about shipment number like 6 I done got since like December.
And it's only gonna go up, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty surreal for you. Darrington, I mean, I brought it up earlier in that opening there. You former two-star recruit coming out of Florida. You're playing now for the Tennessee Titans. You went to App State. What's that process like for you going from being a completely underrated recruit going to App State, and then all of a sudden you're a day two draft pick, the 11th running back taken in the draft, and now you're considered to be the 1-2 punch next to Derrick Henry. What's that got to be like for you in terms of the emotion and the feelings
Well,
for your family?
I would say definitely the coming out of high school, being a two-star recruit was something I kind of already knew was gonna happen. I didn't really hit my growth spurt until I got to college. I was always the shortest. Um, I ain't gonna say I wasn't the fastest. I was always one of the fastest. But it was just certain things that like those Power Five teams that they were looking for. Like I might check out 4 out of 5 things, but if I don't have that fifth thing, they weren't gonna really talk to me. So I just knew coming in the app, I had a good situation, a good tradition place. And if I came in and did what I needed to do, I could get to where I'm at now. And then being a day two pick, I think you said the 11th running back pick. It's definitely a blessing, but at the same time, I still got a lot of work to do. They don't really care about where you go in the draft. Everybody gets an equal shot, and you just got to make the most of it.
Well, I mean, you say it perfectly. They don't care where you go in the draft, and they don't care where you come from. You could be
Yeah,
1-star recruit, you could be a 5-star recruit, but it's all about that grind and work ethic and that mentality. And you put your head down, and I think that comes from that Appalachian State mentality. I spoke with Hennigan, and you guys have built an entirely new program at App. It wasn't that program specifically. It wasn't like it was
hmm
bad before, but you guys have just brought it to that next level. What's it like to go through that process and be a part of the next upper echelon of teams in this rising brand of Sun Belt football?
yeah. I about to say it's always good. Being able to take things to a new level. That's really one of the main things that I heard when I came in my freshman year in 2016. All Coach Sat talked about was creating history. The year before, they won their first bowl game. In the first year of being eligible, that was history there. And then year two, won another one with a conference championship. That's history there. And then, as you see now, 4 years in a row, conference champs, 5 bowl games. There's not too many teams. Well, it's not another team that can say that they made a transition like App State has, coming from FBS. I mean, from FCS to FBS like we have. So, it's definitely good being a part of that. And then, just looking back on last season, it's crazy how, I ain't gonna
I
be
mean, I'm
playing
watching
next
you grin
year.
as you sit there and think about it. You're
Yeah.
smiling from ear to ear, man.
Yeah, it's crazy to think I had another year left. I could have still been there. Making more history with my guys, but at the same time, I'm ready to see what life has for me.
Well, yeah, and I mean that kind of transitions perfectly into the next level. I mean, you're supposed to be this 1-2 punch next to Derrick Henry, and one of the best running backs in football right now. One of the questions that came from the audience, and I thought was personally kind of funny, is from Big Ryan underscore always lit, creative name right there. How would you try and tackle your new teammate Derrick Henry if you're on the defensive side of the ball, since you're going to be playing right next to him now?
Uh, how would I try and tackle Derek?
Oh yeah.
I'm not really sure. That's a question I got for a lot of defenders. I'm just glad I ain't got to do it. I'm glad he on my team. I'm glad he's on the offensive side of my team too, to where If I was on defense, I wouldn't have to do that in practice. But I'm just hoping too many people don't tag him. That's it.
I mean, and same goes for you, right?
Yeah,
You're shifty yourself. Look at that return against Penn State, man. I mean,
yeah.
that's crazy. So, and going off of the locker room personalities and Derrick Henry, you're going to be next to him, and you haven't gotten a chance to meet all these guys yet, I imagine. So we're going to transition back to App State football. Who would you say is the funniest person in the locker room when it comes to I'm not necessarily comical aspects, because each person is
Yeah.
funny in their own way. But if you wanted to say that one specific person was the funniest guy there, who's it being?
Oh, that's tough. So I'm gonna have to put Thomas T. Henny in there. He always gonna do something to make you laugh. It don't matter what it is. You could be in a bad mood, good mood, happy, sad. He gonna make you laugh. So
He's a
I'm gonna have to
clown.
put T.
He is
Henny
a
up there.
clown. So you're going Hennigan? Is that the final answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
Okay. All right. Thomas Hennigan. You heard it from Darrynton Evans yourself, man. That's a pretty high accolade to receive from a man. That question came from Brent Gilmore, ladies and gents. Yeah, Darrynton, that I mentioned that kickoff return against Penn State. You guys went in there completely underrated. Again, that seems to be the whole theme with App
Yeah.
State, right? That's App State as a school. What was that atmosphere like, playing in one of the best stadiums in college football against one of the best teams in college football? What was your mindset going into that game, and what was your mindset on that kickoff return? Run us through that a little bit.
Really, my mindset for the game was, just try and win. Try and do something we haven't done in a long time and knock out a big Power 5 team. I remember the night before, me and Jalen Moore, we was in the hotel room watching, I think it was Michigan State versus somebody that was a Group of 5 team. And they were so close to beat Michigan State. We was like, man, we can't let that be us. Like, we got to win. We got to win. So that was our whole mindset coming into going into Penn State. And then really on the kickoff return, I really ain't had no mindset. It just happened. That was just my first time touching the ball in like 2 years. I missed the year before with an injury. So I was like, man, I'm just ready to get on the field. First time I get the ball, I'm trying to do something. So I got the kickoff return, and then it just went 100 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, and when we watched that happen, everybody was going crazy. And I can't believe you didn't touch the ball in what you said, 2 years?
Yeah, like 2 years since the Camellia Bowl kickoff return.
Wow. And I mean, I'm personally biased. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, but as Tom Brady once said, you get a chance to touch that ball at least one time, you better make sure you don't come off that field.
For real.
And take advantage of it. Going off of that right there, you get to play with all these NFL greats. You are at the next level. You finally made it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. You haven't finally made it yet. You are obviously wanting to accomplish a whole lot more, but your dream of making it to the NFL is finally accomplished. But in terms of playing this next tier of players, who are you most excited to play against, and why?
I'm really just trying to play against a lot of the guys from my hometown area. Raheem Mostert, Dakota Dixon, and Cole Holcomb. Playing on the same field as them guys in high school and Pop Warner Little League. It's kind of cool to see them get to the next level in the professional level. And even a lot of the guys from out, like Tay Hayes, guys like that. Just
down in Miami
man,
right now.
Yeah, like guys, like dang, we were just on the practice field together. Now we about to play against each other on the professional stage. So I'm just really trying to, get to that point. That's something I definitely look forward to.
Well, that's exciting. We're all excited for you here at App State. I know a lot of people were rooting you on when we were watching the draft. And going to the draft, it's crazy. We're in COVID-19 right now. What's it like being a part of a virtual draft? This is another question from another fan. I don't have the at right now, but yeah, what's it like being a part of a virtual draft in COVID-19?
I ain't gonna lie, the virtual draft, it was really, really nerve wracking. Like you really didn't know where you were gonna go. For the most part, you knew the first 16 guys that were gonna get picked, but after that, it was fair game for everybody because there was a lot of guys who didn't get to have a pro day. There was a lot of guys who didn't get to go to the combine. There was a lot of guys who didn't get to go to the Senior Bowl or NFL PA game or East-West Shrine. So there was a lot of guys who had talent that could have, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
had
yeah.
a good pro day and then eventually get a 4th-round pick. But without having a pro day or going to any of those games, they might end up going undrafted just because they weren't seen by these teams and stuff. So this year is definitely different. I heard a lot where I could go 6th round, and then I heard a lot where I can go 2nd round. So I'm like, it's kind of all over the place. You just gotta do what you do, and then just pray on it.
Yeah, and you mentioned a lot of these players didn't get an opportunity and a shot at their pro day to impress the scouts and possibly move their stock up. And your teammates is one of those guys, and
Yeah,
Jordan Fair, right? I mean,
yeah,
what was your conversation like with him and Akeem Davis? And Victor? What were you guys
yeah.
talking about on that draft day? Obviously, you wish each other luck, but what's their mindset? How are you picking their brains versus them picking yours?
Yeah, I know from my situation, it was a little different by being able to go to the combine. I kind of did everything I was going to do at pro day, at the combine. So my pro day
Ran
was
one of
going to
the
be
best
real
40
short.
times in the country too.
Yeah. So my pro day was going to be really short, but I actually came back to Boone and was talking to them. Everybody got back together, and I was like, man, like I hope they have the pro day because you know what I'm saying. I need y'all to get looked at. I know my spot's pretty good right now, but my main thing was like, all right, I hope we have pro day so these guys can talk to these scouts, talk to these coaches, and you know what I'm saying, get evaluated by them. Because I think Jordan, Vic, I think they were the only 2 that went to the NFLPA game. A
Yep.
team went to the Reese's Senior Bowl. So other than that, no other seniors went to a bowl to get looked at by coaches. So I'm like, man, we got a lot of good guys on our team that can get picked up, but they just didn't have the opportunity to get looked at by these coaches. I remember literally the day before, I'm gonna say it anyway. The day before Jordan got picked up by the Vikings, like we were texting, I'm like, man, like, how hasn't anyone called you yet? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I think it might, you know what I'm saying? It might be what it is. I'm like, nah, bro, ain't no way. And then, the next day, shot me a text, and I was like, so let's go. Like, I was happy. And, just seeing things like that, it really made my day. He worked hard, him, Akeem, JT. I'm just wishing a lot of the other guys had a better shot. You know what I'm saying, to get there. But it's not over yet. After COVID, it'll be a lot of tryouts and stuff. CFL is still there, so hopefully they get to carry out their career.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's not over. And a lot of these guys, this was just it could have happened to anyone. It's
Yeah.
circumstance, and it's unfortunate that it happened. But I texted Jordan the 2 days after the draft, and I asked the same question. I'm thinking, how's nobody picked you up yet? And an hour later, he texts me back and says, I'm a Minnesota Viking, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there we go, bring it home.
Yeah.
So you just got to be thankful for that. And eventually I'm hoping these players will get their opportunity. And you said it best, the school gets recognition too for you guys
Mm-hmm.
going, and if you're eating, everybody else is eating, right?
Yep. That's how it is.
That's the way it is. One of the most controversial things, I'm going to move away from football here for a second. This has probably been a topic between all students that go to Appalachian State, probably one of the most argumentative things that you can go back and forth on and nobody's going to win. Are you going east side of campus or west side of campus? Who's the winner in that heavyweight bout there?
Shoot. I'm gonna have to go. I'd rather be by App Heights, Mountaineer, the stadium, Frank Hall. I'd rather be over there. I don't want to
That's
be on
west
campus.
side.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the east side. It's too close. I like to get away. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. West side for Darrynton Evans. That question coming from Tyler_Saint Sing. Tyler, thank you for your question. We appreciate that. I think, going back to football, one of the most popular things in the NFL and people really enjoy, you see it on Instagram, you see it on TV. It's happening all over the place. It's a really big trend going on currently. The jersey swaps,
Yeah.
that's a big thing, and I bet you're excited for that. This question, I can see the smile on your face right now. You already know what's coming. This question coming from Nick_Hoover. There's like 6 R's in here. Who are you most excited to swap jerseys with in the NFL?
Really, everybody from App. I already told everybody. I sent out text messages. Hey, I need that jersey. So get ready. That's my main thing. I just want to, with everybody, I want to have a whole room full of App
I was,
State
I was
jerseys.
gonna say you got a plan,
Yeah.
you got a shrine, or you're gonna do an Appalachian A in the middle of the room and then surround it with jerseys. What's your plan there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a separate room. Have an App State A on the wall, jerseys all around it, and then from there, I might have some other stuff in there. Um, Probably put the MVP belts in there, all that stuff too.
Yes, sir. I like that. That's awesome. And going off of the App State players, who would you want to go that wasn't from App State? Maybe somebody different, maybe an idol that you looked up to.
Yeah, definitely be Raheem Mostert, running back for the 49ers. He's like an older brother to me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
awesome.
definitely be one of my top ones too.
And speaking of former 49er, you were just training with Frank Gore the other day. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's my guy. He actually look out for me a lot. He kind of took me under his wing. He dropped a lot of knowledge on me, tell me things that I shouldn't be doing. He coached me up, give me pointers on things to correct things. So, I appreciate him for that. He a good dude.
Yeah, and he's, his story, he comes from an underdog situation too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you, from Miami, Florida, went to Coral Gables High School. My dad actually went to Coral Gables High School and was just a couple years out before Frank Gore, but he's got the same underdog story. So what's that like to kind of live a parallel lifestyle with somebody who you idolize, but at the same time is your mentor and also, your competitor?
I would say it's real cool. My main thing I try and get from him, I just be trying to learn from him. So anytime I see Frank, I can send him a text, send him a call, anything, and just ask him a question. He gonna be completely honest with me, to where I'm learning as much as I can. That's really the main thing about really going from high school to college, and from college to NFL. It's like, it's football at the end of the day, but the more you know about what you're doing, the better you'll be in your situation. So I just really ask a lot of questions. That's it.
Yeah, and you talk about that transition. This question comes from the life of Ari. What will your transition look like in terms of moving from college to the NFL? Because this is a whole different ballgame. Everybody's playing the same speed. It's not
Yeah.
and typically on college teams you have one or two excellent players, but now
Mm.
everybody on that team is going to be great.
I'm not really sure what exactly it's gonna look like, but I'm just hoping to, find my role, make the 53-man roster, and then from there, help the team win, try and get a ring. That's my main thing. I just want to help the team win, and then eventually get to a Super Bowl, things like that.
Yeah, team player, man. That's what they're looking for, and it's all about putting your head down and grinding. I mean, we saw you do it at App, and we know you're going to be able to accomplish that at the next level. And you know, the favorite running back situation. You talk about Frank Gore, you talk about Raheem Mostert. Who is your favorite running back growing up, and then who's your favorite running back at today's point in time, right now at this very moment? That question coming from Parker Clary.
See, growing up, I never really had a favorite running back. I had a favorite player, but he kind of was similar to me. I signed it out as a receiver and a running back, so I was playing both positions. So I always had Percy Harvin as my favorite player because he did both.
Man,
Kind of similar, yeah, kind of similar to what I did. So I would say he was my favorite player growing up, running back and receiver wise. But in today's NFL, I'm gonna have to go with Raheem again. He's a hometown guy. Similar situation, underdog. He went undrafted, so he had to prove his way. He then got cut like 7 times. But
yeah.
every time he found a way to get back on the team and find his role.
And that's incredible. Would you say you emulate your game after Percy Harvin? You play a very similar style. Is that the person you had
Yeah,
as your copy?
yeah, got to. He's a playmaker.
Is that your go-to guy in Madden?
Yeah, if I could, I would. If I could, I would.
So, you guys are playing Madden 2K in the locker room and at home in the dorms in the apartments. Who is the champion, all-time champion in Madden and/or in 2K, and what's your favorite game?
In 2K, if we playing normal, like, online team versus team, I don't really play that, so I'll get that to anybody else. But if we playing like my park, oh, that's
Yep,
me. My park is me.
you
I
100% over that
yeah,
entire team.
yeah, over the whole team, they already know that. Um, Now Madden, it get a little tricky. You got Zarion Hayes, you got Malik Williams, you know, you got Razat, Them probably the top 3 on Madden on the team, I feel. Probably them 3.
And everybody's got different play styles, so it's got to be a
Yeah.
little bit complicated to go from one person to the next because you're not able to track each other, right?
Yeah. But, they play that every day. But, for me, this is my first year buying a Madden in like 6 years.
Yeah.
So, I just get on and play whenever I get on, and I still be winning. So,
Well,
I've been playing for
I
the
do
past
know
6
what you
years.
and
I could have been a
Ronald
king.
Blair are playing every day, and that's Call of Duty
Yeah.
Warzone.
Yeah. I was about to say, I ain't gonna lie, I still think Jeremy Level got me on that too. I got to get on there with him and Duck.
Okay. Do you and Ronald play a little bit here and there?
Yeah, we talked about it. I ain't been on there yet. I've been too busy. Like, I really only get on weekends. So I be working every day.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're super busy right now. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I do have 1 or 2 more questions to close things out here. I talked with Hennigan about this one again. I'm resorting back to that
I already know what
interview.
it is.
Yeah. Man, who would you say in the locker room is the best dancer? Best dancer in the locker room, because he said Jalen was best dancer. He's most creative. Who are you going? I mean, do you disagree? Do you agree? Because I've
I don't know.
I've
It's kind
seen
of
you
tough.
dance.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's a lot of different styles. Verge got his own style. Then you got it's kind of different because being from Florida, we got a whole different vibe from everybody. So like, you might see me, you might see Sherm, you might see Meech, get out there, do some stuff. You might see a lot of the freshmen from Florida do some stuff. It's just different. But I don't know. It's kind of tough. That's a tough question. I'm gonna just say anybody from Florida, we got it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'll have to bring up for the next interview we do from one of the guys on the team. I might have to start a statewide challenge, see if the Florida
Yeah.
squad takes on the North Carolina and so forth. And final closing question, and I think I'm going to bring this up in every interview I do. You're going fast food. You got to do Popeyes or Chick-fil-A sandwich. Don't desecrate my Chick-fil-A sandwich now because I'll be disappointed. But which one are you going, man? There's that whole argument from both sides.
See, I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't because I never tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Okay.
But I've been rocking with Chick-fil-A for a while, so I'm just gonna have to go with that for now until I try the Popeyes sandwich.
All right, Chick-fil-A. Well, Darrynton, we may have to get you on here again where we're both trying some Popeye sandwiches, do a little review action, kind of emulate the Prez there. But Darrynton Evans, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. It was great having you. I had a really good talk with you, and I definitely want to bring you on again. So good luck with the rest of your career. Good luck with COVID and training camp, and we wish the best for you throughout this next season.
Most definitely appreciate it. Can't wait to be back.
We can't wait for it either. All right, thanks, Darrynton.